This is an introductory lecture to mushroom cultivation and marketing. Here, the students will be introduced to what are mushrooms and what are the position of mushrooms in the living kingdom. We know the living world is so fascinating. There are different kinds of organisms are there, plants, animals, etc. Whether it is plants or animals, the basic structural and functional unit are cells. So cells are the basic structural and functional units of life. Coming to plants, they include the microscopic forms like cyanobacteria, single-celled algae, and the larger trees. Let us see how the whole plant kingdom is classified. Whittaker is a scientist and his name is Whittaker. He classified the whole living organisms into prokaryotes and eukaryotes. And then he classified the prokaryote group into bacteria and archaea, and then the eukaryote group into protists, which include protista, plantae, fungi, and animalia. So according to Whittaker's 5 kingdom classification, the living organisms were classified into 5 groups: the prokaryotes, protistans, plantae, fungi, and animalia, of which the bacteria had prokaryotic cellular assembly and the other group of organisms have eukaryotic cellular assembly. Let's see on what basis Whittaker did this classification. Whittaker chose the parameters like type of cell, cell wall components, presence or absence of nuclear membrane, how their body is organized, and what is the mode of nutrition. So, when Whittaker did 5 kingdom classification, his criterions include what is the type of cell, what is the anatomical feature of the cell, whether it is prokaryotic or eukaryotic cell, and what is the material with which the cell wall is made and whether cell wall is present or not, and regarding the presence or absence of nuclear membrane, how their body is organized, and mode of nutrition. So if you see the fungi, the group fungi are eukaryotic, so they are having an eukaryotic cell assembly. Their cell wall, they have a cell wall, but cell wall is not made up of cellulose, but in plants they are made up of cellulose. They are having a nuclear membrane. They are having a multicellular loose tissue-like organization, and they have a heterotrophic mode of nutrition. What is meant by nutrition? The way by which the plants or animals take their food is called nutrition. Nutrition are of two types: autotrophic type of nutrition and heterotrophic type of nutrition. In autotrophic mode of nutrition, plants will synthesize their own food by photosynthesis or chemosynthesis. But in heterotrophic type of nutrition, they will be having an ingestion or swallowing mode of nutrition, as we see in the case of animals, including human beings. So, the nutrition of organisms are broadly classified into two: autotrophic type of nutrition and heterotrophic type of nutrition. In autotrophic type of nutrition, they take their own food by photosynthesis, or they prepare their own food by photosynthesis or chemosynthesis. In photosynthesis, they will get the energy from sun, whereas in the case of chemosynthesis, they get the energy by disintegrating chemical compounds in the environment. So, regarding fungi, they are heterotrophic, so they start decaying the environment. They get their food or they get their energy from decaying, by decaying the substrate on which they are growing. These details we will discuss in expanded form. So let's see what is the structural difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. These are basic portions and which you have already learned in your +2 classes. Let's see what's the difference between prokaryote and eukaryote. I am showing two typical cells. This is a prokaryotic cell and this is a eukaryotic cell. You see the prokaryotic cell is having a cell wall and there is a locomotion, a organelle for movement, and that is called a flagella. There are cytoplasm, that is a jelly-like matrix present in the cell. The jelly-like matrix present in the cell are called a cytoplasm. In that there are granular bodies are present. They are for protein synthesis, or these granular bodies are organelles which do protein synthesis, and they are called ribosomes. They are having a cell membrane. Inner to cell wall, they are having a cell membrane. This cell membrane has formed so many infoldings, and these infoldings are called mesosomes. And inner to or embedded in or within the cytoplasm, there is a coiled DNA fragment. A coiled DNA is present. It is supercoiled, and this DNA is called a nucleoid. This is the genetic material of the prokaryotic cell, or it can be called as the genetic material within the prokaryotic cell. And if you come to the eukaryotic cell, there is a cell wall, there is a cell membrane, and inner to that you can see lot of membrane bound organelles. What is meant by membrane bound organelles? The organelles means part of a cell. There are so many parts which are covered with a membrane. Such parts which are having a membranous covering are called membrane bound organelles. If you see the eukaryotic cell, they are having a larger organelle called nucleus, which is the controlling point of the cell. Peripheral to that, you can see endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, mitochondria, chloroplast, ribosome, vacuole, etc. So, all these organelles except ribosome, none other than ribosomes are present in this. Only ribosome is the organelle which is present in both prokaryotes and eukaryotes. No other organelles are visible within a prokaryotic cell. So these prokaryotic cells are considered to be the primitive cells, and eukaryotic cells are considered to be the advanced cell. So Whittaker, one of the major point in which Whittaker classified living organisms is whether that cell is prokaryotic or eukaryotic. Now, let's compare plants and fungi. So, if you see this Whittaker's classification, there are 5 groups: bacteria, protista, plantae, fungi and animalia, of which our interest is in fungi group. So, initially, let us compare a plant cell or a plant and a fungi. If you see the fungi, their cell wall is made up of chitin. So chitin is a compound which is mainly present in animal cells and not in plant cells, but the cell wall of fungi is formed of chitin. But in the case of plants, the cell wall is formed of a component called cellulose. It is a polymer formed by glucose. Fungi doesn't have chlorophyll, green pigment, whereas plants have green pigment. The green pigment is called chlorophyll, and that is for photosynthesis. And as fungi are not autotrophic, or they are not preparing their own food, they don't want this chlorophyll. So they have a heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So they use the food prepared by other organisms, or they live on decaying or dead matters on substrates. Normally plants take their food, then digest, or plants will prepare their own food. But fungi, they digest the substrate and then absorb. They digest the substrate and then they will absorb. And coming to the fungal plant body, they doesn't have roots, leaves, stem, etc. They are only made up of filaments, elongated, colorless filaments which are called mycelia. So fungi is made up of filaments, but plants are having different parts, leaves, stem, etc. Fungi can not make, or fungi cannot make their own food, so they are heterotrophic, whereas plants can make their food and so they are autotrophic. Regarding reproduction, fungi produce only spores, whereas plants can make seeds and pollen grains for this purpose. We know that there is an ecosystem. Environment contains different ecosystem. If you see an ecosystem have different levels of organisms. The first level is called the producers, which synthesize food. They include plants. The second group is called consumers, which include animals, and they are herbivores, which eat plants, or carnivores, which eat animals, are present. And above that, there are a group called decomposers. Decomposers are a group of organisms which are meant for disintegrating the dead materials. Dead decaying materials are disintegrated by decomposers by extracellular enzyme aided degradation. That means they will produce some enzymes to the substrate, so the substrate will get disintegrated. And this is the mode of decomposition. So when we see the fungi are belonging to a group called decomposers because they are capable of decomposing. But if you see the plants, they are doing photosynthesis, so they are called production. They do production of carbohydrates, hence they are called producers. In fungi, reserve food is stored in the form of glycogen, and in plants, they are stored in the form of starch. This is the typical structure of a plant cell. You can see the diagram, and this is the body of fungi where you can see only filamentous structures. These colorless filamentous structures are called mycelia, as I said before. Now, there are some unicellular fungi are present. See, for example, the yeast, what we use for ferment, they are unicellular fungi. Other fungi are filamentous, they are branched. They are having a structure like branch elongated morphology. The whole body is like a single cell, elongated hyphal structures. So in such fungi, we cannot differentiate a cell, but it's a branched, elongated, huge cell. The whole body of fungi appears like a single cell. Now, if you see the kingdom fungi are mainly eukaryotic organisms. They are mainly decomposers. They don't have chlorophyll. They have multicellular or unicellular structures. The multicellular structures are called hyphae. They are non-motile. They don't have any appendages to move. The cell wall is made up of chitin, but in plants they are made up of cellulose. And they have show relationship between animals also. To animals, or because of the presence of chitin, they are similar to animals also. You see this diagram, this is bread mold or the fungi which grow on bread, and if you enlarge the view, they are having a structure like this, colorless filamentous structures. On the surface of this filamentous structures, you can see lot of spores, and this structure is called a zygospore, and this fungus is called a mucor or rhizopus. They are living on the bread. So always fungi live on a substrate. So let's continue the remaining portion in the next lecture. Okay, thank you.